Oh my goodness, guess what time it is? It's apple season. I love apple season. Who is ready to make their absolute best applesauce, and you will never ever buy applesauce from the grocery store ever again? I promise. So let me show you what I do to peel my apples. So I take the top off, I take the bottom off, and then I just go around and take off the skin this way. Whatever works for you to be able to get through all your apples. For me, I found this way to just be the easiest for me, because I don't have one of those automatic peelers. So then all you want to do is take your core out, and you want to make sure you don't get any of your core, because you don't want that in your applesauce. And then you're also going to make sure that you peel away any bad spots in your apples. Make sure you look for those. And then your pieces are going to go in your water with fruit fresh in it, so they won't turn all brown on you by the time you get done with all those apples. See all those apples I have to get through? So I don't want my applesauce to not taste absolutely amazing. So fruit fresh is your best. I think you can also use lemon juice, although I've never done that, but I think you can do that too. And just make sure you look for any bad spots and remove it, and remove your core. And also what I'm going to do is I'm going to save all my peels, and I'm going to show you what I do at the end with all of my peels. So I am going to just keep going, cutting up all these apples. And then I'll come back with the next step. Okay, I am done with peeling all of my apples. They're sitting in my fruit fresh. Now I'm going to rinse these really well, because you don't want any fruit fresh in your applesauce. So I'm going to rinse them real well, and I am making some apple cider vinegar. So you keep your peels and you put them in a jar, and then we're going to fill it with vinegar, and it's going to sit for a month. And once it's done, you strain it and you have apple cider vinegar. And I'm also going to make apple cider vinegar cleaner, which this one will be. And I'm going to fill this with our peels. And then I have some orange peels that I have saved in the freezer. So I am going to put those in here. So that will be a little bit citrusy apple cider vinegar, and it'll be a concentrate, and then I'll put that in a spray bottle and use it for cleaning. So we'll be back. Oh, I almost forgot. So as I'm peeling, I separate 8 cores so I know how many that I have, because the recipe calls for every 8 apples is about a 1/4 cup of sugar. So that way I figure out how many 1/4 cups I need of sugar. Just a way to keep track of my apples. I suppose I could just count them and figure out the math, but I'm not good at math. Okay, so now I am going to rinse my apples really well. And then I'm going to transfer them into a pot, and all I have done is filled the very bottom with just some water. Maybe a 1/4 of an inch, just enough water to cover the bottom, because don't forget your apples have a lot of moisture in them. All right, my first batch of apples is rinsed really well. So these are going in the bottom of my pot. And you're just gonna let this simmer and enjoy the smell, because there's nothing like it, right? So I'm gonna just get it going, and then as soon as it starts to heat up, I'm gonna turn it right down to a simmer, put the lid on, because I don't wanna lose a lot of the moisture, and then enjoy the smell for the rest of the day. I'm gonna slow cook it Just let the apples cook. And then we get to make some applesauce. I love applesauce days. Okay, batch number 2 is going in. This is going to really fill my pot. I'm very happy. I don't know how much applesauce we're going to get out of this, but I hope it's a lot because I can't keep it on the shelf. Everybody loves it, which is a good thing. I'm not complaining because I can just make some more, can't I? As long as it's good apple season. So we try to make sure that we have enough on the shelf to get us through to the next apple season. That hasn't always happened, but we will try. Oh, look at this. This has filled up my pot. Very nice. So now we are just going to put our lid on. That's going to simmer and it's going to smell wonderful. Okay, this has not been cooking very long. And see how much juice there is from the apples? Look at that. That's why you only put enough water in the bottom to cover just the bottom of the pot. But still, keep your lid on and just let them simmer. The sauce is cooking away. So I use my potato masher. Just as it's cooking, I come in and just mash it a little bit. It is coming along good. And once it's all soft and all ready, I'm still going to let it simmer. And of course, the house smells absolutely amazing. I have my canner ready and I've just washed my jars. So I'm about to put my jars in there and get that started to warm up. Because when this is ready and we put it in our jars, it's a hot product. So you have to have hot jars. Otherwise, your jar will break. Look at how nice this is looking. Now, also don't forget, if you like chunky applesauce, you can just do this. And you don't need to do the immersion blender. I like it smooth, and so does everybody in the family. So I will use an immersion blender when it's all done to make sure that I got all the chunks. This is looking wonderful. I'm gonna put the top back on and let that continue to simmer and continue to make the house smell like fall and amazing. All right, I'm going to use the immersion blender on it because I like no chunks. And when you're doing this, you have to be very careful because if it sprays out on you, it's really hot. Okay, I have done the immersion blender on it. Let me show you this. Wait till you see. But now what I have to do is do a taste test and see if we need to add any sugar. Ready? Look. Can you see that? I will bring you closer. Look at that. I'm telling you, it is so good. You will love making your own applesauce. Oh, wow, that's really good. I am going to add some sugar. There's a little bit of tartness, and you don't want tartness. So let me bring you close first so you can see. Okay, look at that. After the immersion blender, see how smooth that is? That's beautiful. have come back to a boil. Now it is time to fill our jars. Are you ready? I can't wait to see how much we get. My jars have been sterilizing. They're hot. So there's an easy way to take your jars out, hopefully without burning yourself. So you want to lift it up because it's filled with water and tilt it this way. Just go really slow. It gets it all out and it goes down in between that side. So my canner will hold 8, did I say 8 pints? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pints. I like doing applesauce in pints because, don't forget, there's no preservatives in it. So once you open it, you want to eat it, you know, within 2 weeks or so. You, of course, don't want it to go bad, but that's plenty of time. Normally, when we open a pint, it's eaten. So really haven't had to worry about that. Now, you're just going to fill your jars. Oh, this is beautiful applesauce. You want 1-inch headspace. Beautiful. Look at that. Oh, that one's a little low. So I'm going to do 3. That needs a little bit more. Okay, now you want to take a wet napkin and wipe your top really well. You want to make sure you've got nothing on it. Then you're going to take a new top. You cannot reuse your tops, your lids, but you can reuse your rings. So you're going to put a new lid on, finger tight. Look, applesauce, homemade. In it goes. Wipe your rim really well. A new lid and a ring. Finger tight. And you want to make sure that there's nothing on your rim, your glass rim, otherwise you won't seal. Okay. And because our applesauce is hot, it's a cooked product, your jars have to be hot. Because if you add a hot product into a cold jar, it could break on you. That sudden temperature change. Oops. Let's get that down. So far, I'm seeing a couple apple pieces that I might have missed, but very little so far, so that's good. More. Last one. Oops, that's a little too high. Let's take some of that out. There we go. All right. Where's my little one? There it is. So I had a jar of applesauce in the cabinet, and we had to use it up because it was going to expire. And oh, what's so funny is you were so used to the store-bought applesauce until you make your own applesauce. Then it's like, nope, can't eat the store applesauce anymore because it just does not taste the same. It really doesn't. So you want enough water to cover your jars by a good inch, because you are going to lose some water as it's boiling. All right, we are full. And I still have some in the pot, but that's all my canner can hold is 7 jars, 7 pints. So I'm gonna bring you closer. All right, so there's my 7 jars. And I have a good inch or higher. Can you kind of tell with that? Of water over my jars. So now you're going to put your lid on and you're going to turn it up to high. And when it comes to a rapid boil, and I'll bring you back and show you that, when it comes to a rapid boil, that's when we start our timer for 15 minutes. Which I still have. So that's a good amount. So I'm gonna get some more jars ready. It's been simmering for a couple hours. Look at how this looks. Oh my goodness. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So now I'm gonna use the immersion blender on it because I like it thin. Right. I'm thinking it's at a rapid boil. Let's see. It sure is. That's what you wanna see. Now, you close the lid, you set your timer for 15 minutes. My timer just went off, so what I'm gonna do is just turn off the burner and remove my lid. I'm gonna let that just calm down for a few minutes before I take them out. So now once your applesauce is done, take it out and let it sit for overnight, or at least 12 hours till it cools. You want to make sure that your lids seal. You'll hear the pop, or you look at it and make sure that it's attached. Then you can remove your bands, mark your lids with applesauce, and you can put it on your shelf. Now, if for any reason your lid does not seal, it's totally fine. All you have to do is put that one in the fridge and eat that one. You can't put that on your shelf. I lost some footage somehow explaining all of this, and I usually show you a close-up of the applesauce. It came out wonderful. I hope you make your own applesauce. This is Linda from Homestead by the Lake. Thank you so much for watching my video.